Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a great Friday. Today we're going to do another episode of Furious Fridays, and we're going to go through the two first waves of the Hot Wheels Premium Series of the Fast and Furious. The wave one was the Fast Imports set of 5 cars. It's been out a little while now. And wave 2 was the original Fast, and there's 5 cars in that set as well. So we'll go ahead and look at each car, and then we'll go ahead and open them and take a look. So wave 1 started out with the car number 1 of, as I said, the Fast Import series of Hot Wheels Premium. And this is Brian O'Connor's Nissan Skyline GTR from the second movie. And it's an R34. It's a nice silver color, and it's got nice wheels. This is actually one of my favorites of the set. It's got nice detailed tampos in the front and everything. So we'll get a closer look once we get out of the box, but that's car number 1. Then car 2 is going to be from the Tokyo Drift movie. This is Han's, I think they call it the Mona Lisa in the movie, but it's a Nissan Silvia S15. This is the one that the main character actually crashes in the first drift race he's in. And so it's pretty nicely painted. It's got a nice blue with orange. Nice set of wheels as well. So that's the second car in the set. Okay, and the third car is going to be Brian O'Connor's 1970 Ford Escort Rs 1600. I forget which movie this is from, but it's the one they're in Europe and they're trying to recapture the piece of technology that had been stolen. There's like a tank involved in the chase. So this is a little bit different, being a Ford model compared to a lot of, they're usually Nissans and things like that for the most part. So that's pretty good. We'll take a look at it. Then the fourth car is going to be the Lamborghini Gallardo LP 574 Superleggera. So that's kind of a mouthful in the name of that thing. I don't remember exactly which movie this is from. It may be the one that Rome drives with the submarine chase and all that, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It could be from another movie. Maybe from the one in Dubai as well, where they're going to that big skyscraper and all that. So I'd have to go rewatch the movies. But anywho, this is pretty nice casting. The wheels are not super, anything great, but they're black. They're kind of hard to see actually what's in the case. So we'll get a better look at them here in a minute. So that's car number 4. And then car number 5 was a Nissan Skyline Gtr R32. So this is kind of an older Skyline. And I don't remember which movie this is from either. Someone told me I think it's from, it's like in the driveway at the house in the, the Toretto house. I think in late one of the movies, so that may be where it came from. But it's nice looking casting. It's, black car, so it looks real good. Nice wheels and everything. So that completes that first set of 5. Then we will go to the Nissan 240SX S14. And this is from the original Fast and the Furious. Of course, it's, original Fast is the name of the series as well. And this one's pretty nicely detailed. All those cars in the first movie had these weird little side graphics, showing motion, I guess, making the car look fast, but they all had, different patterns there. So that's definitely a part of it. Nice looking car, it's good. Got that similar wheels. I think the Skyline had that same set of wheels on it, Brian's silver one. So we'll go ahead and put that down now, but that was car 1. And then car number 2 is probably my favorite in the whole set so far. It's the 95 Mitsubishi Eclipse that Brian drives in the first movie. This is the one, with the famous drag race scene, and he, uses his NOS while he's racing and all that. Has Arizona plates, of course, as it should have, because that's where Brian's cover was from, his secret cover identity. But we'll go ahead and take a look at it here in a minute. It does have the roof scoop, which I thought was pretty neat. I mentioned in my other video. And then it has a carbon fiber look. You can't really see it right now very well, but the hood's actually looks kind of like carbon fiber like the movie car had. So that's car number 2. Then car number 3 is going to be Dominic's RX-7, which is from the same race at the beginning of the movie. This is the one he ends up parking in a parking garage later, and then Brian picks him up to save him while the police are coming after him. But pretty nice car. It's a good looking car, RX-7, so we'll take a closer look at that as well. So that's car 3. And then car 4 is going to be Jesse's car, which, the first movie he ends up racing Johnny Tran, and his Honda S2000 ends up losing that race, and then Jesse just sort of takes off and runs away, which causes issues, for all the characters down the road in the movie. But good looking car. It's a little bit more unusual being a Jetta. You don't see a lot of those in the import scene too often, but it's a nice car and good addition to the set. And of course, then we got the other part of Dominic's team from the first movie, the Nissan Skyline Gtr R33. This is the one that the guy had the police scanner in before the race. You know, he was kind of watching the traffic, make sure things were good for the drag race. And this one's got very detailed tampos on the back, so we'll get a good look at those once we get it out of the box. I do think the exhaust is kind of funny, though. It's on the left side there. I mean, you see it's this giant exhaust pipe, which is, you know, typical for a lot of these cars, but it's painted yellow, which is kind of silly, so they should have probably painted that silver at least. But good looking casting as well, though, so we'll take a look at it once we get out of the box. So that was car number 5 of that original Fast set, so we'll go ahead and take a look at each one. Okay, so this is car number 1, as I mentioned. This is from Too Fast, Too Furious, where Brian races at the beginning of the movie and the police end up chasing him. But this is one of my favorite cars in the whole series. It's just a good looking car, got really nice wheels. You know, got the wing on the back there. You can see that silver just really sparkling and picking up the light. So yeah, this was a very nice piece to, you know, part of the set. And now we have car number 2. This is the Nissan Silvia S15. This has really nice paint on it. The orange and the blue are really, you know, bright. It pops on the car really well. It has nice rims, I think, that go with the car too. Okay, and now we have the 1970 Ford Escort Rs 1600. It's a fairly plain car, doesn't have a lot of decals like some of the others have. However, you know, it's true to the factory kind of style of paint job you would see back then. And it's also got the lights in the front of the car like a rally car would have, so that's kind of neat, as these were used in rally racing. I like the wheel choice for this. It's a good choice. And the gold wheels kind of offset the blue paint well as well. So, okay, and now we're looking at the Lamborghini Gardo LP574 Superleggera. So, nice looking casting, a little bit different, you know, higher end kind of car, not your typical import, you know, tuner kind of car. It's more of a high-end super, but the Fast and Furious series is kind of headed that direction as well. You know, they started out with kind of just your basic Honda Civics and things like that. Okay, this is car number 5 out of the Fast Imports Fast and the Furious Premium line. It is a Nissan Skyline Gtr R32. This model I think looks really sharp in the black. Turned out well. I did see some other reviews where they'd said that the black paint didn't look the best, that it was, you know, low quality, but the one I have here, it's really glossy to me. I was pretty happy with it, so I haven't really had any issues with the paint. So maybe some, you know, had bad luck on some of their models, but this one, like, if you can see real close there, but I thought it was pretty good for, you know, what the car is. So of course, get out the black wheels. They're kind of like the same style as the Silver Skyline had, but they're in black. Okay, this is car number 1 in the original Fast set of 5. These cars are very detailed. You know, as I mentioned, the decals on the sides and everything are true to the movie. You can even see the rear license plate numbers are accurate to the movie. So they took a lot of time to get the right details for these cars. This one wasn't my favorite in the movie, but it was still a part of it, you know, and important to the story. And now we have car number 2 in the set of the original Fast. This car is my favorite of the series, and it's pretty accurate. You can see again the side decals as the movie car had. It has the Arizona license plate in the back. And I even looked inside the car. It actually has the 2 nitrous bottles in the back, you know, underneath the rear glass. They're not painted or anything, but it's still part of the plastic mold there. So that was kind of a neat detail to add. And the wheels are pretty accurate to the movie car. So I think this is a pretty nice piece for, you know, 1/64 scale. This is a pretty nice casting. And now we have car number 3 out of the original Fast series. This is Dominic Toretto's RX-7. It's a 1995 model that he drove in the race in the first movie. You can see it's got a lot of detail on the taillights. Of course, has the details again on the side. Toyo tires on the wheel well. The headlights are pretty well replicating the car from the movie. It had projector style headlights. Now you can see the exhaust pipe is body colored again, so that's one detail I think on some of these they could have got better, was trying to paint the exhaust pipes, you know, exhaust tips. But overall, these are pretty nice models. I think they did a good job recreating the original movie cars. This one also has a tan interior, the same as, Toretto's did in the movie. Okay, and now we have car number 4 out of 5 of the original Fast series. This was Jesse's car from the movie. And it's a Volkswagen Jetta Mark III. See, it has nice tampos. The headlights and grille and everything in the front are really nicely detailed. Has the same side decals as the other cars have. True to the original car. Has the white wheels. And it even has roll cage inside, it looks like, too, I just noticed. So that's kind of a nice little detail. Yep, you can see a roll cage inside the car, so I hadn't noticed that before, so that's kind of neat, too. Okay, now we have the 5th and final car in the original Fast series. This was the Nissan Skyline Gtr R33. You can see it's got very detailed tampos, once again on the side. And the rear on this car in particular, I think it has the most detailed of all these cars so far. The amount of detail they have on the rear tampos. We'll take a look at them here in a second. Yeah, look at all the detail there, all the stickers and everything. So they did a really good job there, I think. Of course, the California license plate again. Now you can see the exhaust tip's kind of silly there on the left. I'm sure it was large on the original car, but being that it's not painted silver or anything, it really sticks out on this model. So that's something they could have got better, I think, just to paint that. Now that's something you could customize yourself, easily enough to make it look a lot nicer. But this car has nice, yellow paint with a good flake in it as well. So, it really shows up good in the light. Now, a detail I didn't mention earlier is the actual package on these. I'll go ahead and show it now, but the actual packages from the cars, if you line them up, it'll actually show the cars like in a street race scene. So here's what I was mentioning. If you go to the original Fast set, you can see the road lines here, line up on the side of the street. And you just keep putting them in order side by side. You see the red tying over from Toretto's over to Jesse's. And then the sparks going from Brian's over toward the RX-7. And then you've got the other yellow line on the other edge here. So it's kind of a neat thing they did there, making all the cars kind of match up in order to make kind of a street scene. Now, of course, these cars didn't race each other in a movie other than Brian and Dominic's RX-7. But it's still kind of cool to have them all together driving on the street in one big picture. So here's all the different cars from both sets lined up, all 10. I think it was a very good series for them to make. I'm excited about the next one. It's supposed to have a Trans Am in it, and there's a lot of cars left they could still make as well. I haven't seen the actual list of cars, but I know they have a Buick Grand National still they can make, a Ford Lightning truck. There's lots of cars still left in this series, so pretty neat set. It's a good one to look out for. You should be able to find them in your local stores in Target and Walmart. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so. And have a great evening. Thanks. Bye.